Hello. Okay, so let's begin. I'll take a few seconds to see that people are joining. It's nice to be live. I'm very, very excited. I just finished a yoga class, so I feel like I have the energy of yoga in me and the breath and like the feeling good feeling. um, so we'll begin just taking a few breaths. Here's Georgia. So let's begin just sitting in a comfortable position and we'll just start. Georgia, so nice to see you. Let's begin just rolling our shoulders back. So making sure you're in a comfortable position and then we'll roll our shoulders in. Okay. And then we're gonna stay with our shoulders waved back, and let's just close our eyes and put one hand on our heart center and one on our hand on our belly. And we're gonna take 3 deep breaths. So inhaling through our nose and exhaling through our mouth. Again, inhaling through our nose, exhaling through our mouth. Once more. And then we're going to stay with our mouth closed and just really trying to connect within. So we have our hand on our heart center and really that's like our life. And our hand on our belly, which a lot of emotions arise in our stomach. I'm just trying to connect to both powerhouses. So take just a few more breaths to really ground in. And I'm gonna ask a few questions. Hello, Rachel. Hello, Ashley. So I'm just gonna ask a few questions, and we're gonna be talking about food and nutrition. And I feel like especially now when we're all stuck at home and because of boredom, then we automatically go to the refrigerator. So I've been hearing from a lot of friends that they've been gaining weight and like kind of feeling uncomfortable, especially because you can't move as much. So we're just gonna try to focus like how can I make my home like safe for me so I won't feel like I'm trapped at home and like I have food like stuff arising, and we just really want to make it like a safe place for us to be. So the first question I'm gonna ask is, what does food mean for me? Like, does food, when we talk about food, like, does it like cause anxiety, or does it cause like stuff like yummy? Like, what does food mean? The second question that I'm gonna ask is, how does it make you feel when you take care of yourself? Like, right, like, feels really, really good taking care of yourself. How does it feel like when we nourish our bodies, whether it is with sports, being outdoors? And it feels like it's the same thing that we want, like the same emotion that we want food. The feeling like that deep breath of fresh air, like I'm nourishing myself. And a lot of times I feel that food has a connotation of like, oh, it's like gives me anxiety, or I don't know, like it makes me really, really confused. I don't know what to eat. I don't know when to eat. And I think like the bottom line is that we need to remember it's just food. Like it's just food. It's just something to put in our body that gives us fuel. And we kind of need to like release the like the importance of, wait, is this healthy, is this unhealthy? Like a lot of times we just need to connect within ourselves and think, okay, like what does my body need now, what will make me feel good, what will make me feel nourished? And it's kind of like a switch, because we're taught like, oh, that's full of carbs, that's full of fat, and like we've become scared of eating certain foods, which is really, really crazy, because Like avocado, for example, it's so healthy, but people don't eat avocados because it's like a fatty food. And it just like gets me really, really sad to think like the way that our perception has changed because a lot of media also. So let's just take this like couple minutes that we're together to just allow ourselves to like, okay, look at food maybe in a different way and how we can nourish ourselves in the best possible way. So we could release our hands and open our eyes. And Uli's here as well. I'm really excited to see you. So I find that whenever I have like, first of all, whatever's in our kitchen, that's what we'll be eating. Okay, so we really want to make sure that what we have in our kitchen is nourishing food. So I'm going to take you to my kitchen. And so actually I have to say my refrigerator is kind of empty because I didn't go food shopping yet this week. And last week when I was supposed to do this live, I was sick. And the day before I went food shopping, so I was really excited, like, oh, I'll show you my refrigerator, it's really full. And I'll kind of have an empty refrigerator, but you'll kind of get the point. So like I said, whatever I have in the refrigerator, that's what I'm going to be eating. So if mostly my refrigerator is like filled with like, I don't know, a lot of like sugary stuff, then that's what I'm going to be putting into my body. Rachel, yay, it's over the kitchen. Yes, this is very exciting. So, okay, well, first of all, my refrigerator. I try to make sure that whatever I bring into my house is unprocessed food. So like I'll be cooking. So I have like fruit and a bunch of vegetables. Like I said, nuts. I have a bunch of dates. And then over here, like a bunch of other veggies and great fridge. Yeah, for me, it actually does feel kind of empty. And like I just want to make sure here, like I have, like again, like a bunch of nuts and like almond butter and peanut butter. So I do try to make sure that like I said, like I don't buy processed food and I try cooking as much as possible. And if I do, so I do like having, because I don't believe that you could have like a refrigerator or a kitchen without any like unhealthy things. So I do make sure that I do have like something that is sweet, that is healthy. So I made, 1 minute, I'll show you. So these are like buckwheat granola bars, which are very, very healthy, just sprouted buckwheat, dates. I'll put up a link for the recipe. So like if I do want to snack on something, then I do try to make sure that it's either fruit or I eat a bunch of dates during the day. And yes, so I do want to have, like Georgia said, I do want to have like nourishing and delicious options at hand, because like when I don't have something, it's like, okay, for example, you're craving pizza, but you're like, oh no, like pizza is unhealthy, I don't want to eat pizza, but you're craving it and you're craving it, and in the end, one of the days this week, you will eat the pizza because like that's what you want. So you need to allow yourself to eat the pizza. Like that's what you want now, it's okay. Same thing with like, I don't know, chocolate. So like have, you know, dark chocolate in your house, just making sure that whatever options you have, whatever I see, that's what I go for. Okay, so if I look at my kitchen and I'm like, okay, I have a bunch of bananas, I have shesek, so that's what I'm going to be going for. So really make sure that like whatever you see in the house is as many fruits as possible, as much vegetables as possible. Another thing that I love is my blender, which allows me to make amazing, amazing smoothies with it. So if I am craving ice cream, okay, if I'm craving ice cream, all I do is just put a banana in the blender and I put some cocoa powder, a bit of almond butter, and just, you know, put it on the blender, then it's a perfect fix for that like ice creamy crave that I'm looking for. So that's something that I really, really recommend. And also it's having like food that you prepare. Maybe like think of, okay, this week I want to make a curry dish, like really like do a meal plan, because that also makes you realize, okay, what am I putting into my body? If I'm eating a lot of carbs, I'm eating a lot of vegetables. Like when I grew up, we're a family of 6, so I would always be the one to ask, like, what's for dinner? And so instead of having that, having six children ask, like, what's for dinner, then we would have a menu, a weekly menu. So I find, like, especially if you have kids, then that's really, really convenient. And then you can just, like, plan what you will be eating for the week. Another tip is what I'm trying to do is just to wake up. I have a cup of water with some lemon, and then I try to like postpone my eating times as far into the day as possible. And then also going to bed, then trying to finish eating as early as possible because that's healthier for your body and your digestive system. So really making sure that you're trying to like I love your comments. Yeah, so really making sure that you want to like make the time slots of eating kind of closer together so that your body could be like cleaning itself and not always digesting. Okay, so yes, weekly menu, Georgia and Ashley. Yes, it's definitely a really, really good idea. So what I want to try doing with myself is I want to have like one big meal during the day. So for example, I would wake up, I wake up, I don't drink coffee. Okay, so I'd wake up and I have a cup of water with some lemon. And then I would try ulu, yes. Yeah, it's really, really good for your body. It's like a cleanse. So then afterwards, I normally would exercise, whether it be yoga or strength training. And I might also, because I'm an instructor, a fitness instructor and a yoga instructor, so I might train for a few hours or teach for a few hours. And then afterwards, I'd start eating some fruit. So fruit is really, really easy for your body to digest. And that's what I highly recommend for having breakfast because I grew up in an American family. And I think maybe fellow listeners can relate that there's like, you have to have cornflakes for breakfast. Like for me, breakfast, if there was no cornflakes, it's not a breakfast. So I was addicted to cornflakes. And on my 18th birthday, I got 18 different boxes of cereal. I was like, it was the best birthday present ever. And then I finished it within a month. Okay, I was like addicted to cornflakes. And then a month later, I got another 18 boxes of cornflakes. I was just so excited to know what happened. And then a few years later, my mom's like, Amalia, you know that like, cornflakes isn't good for you. I was like, what? But it's full of fiber and it's like whole wheat. And they advertise it really, really healthy. But because it's so processed, it's not healthy. So we really want to make sure that we're steering clear of cornflakes or any processed breakfast bars or something like that and going more for fruit because fruit is a bunch of good sugar for your body, a bunch of fiber. So after I have some fruit for breakfast, then a few hours later, it could be like also 2 hours later, I'd have a big lunch. So that would be my main dish where I'd have, I don't know, like a curry, rice, if I want pasta, I'll make pasta. And then in the evening, I would want to have something much, much, much lighter. So it could be a salad. It could be a green smoothie, just something light for my body to easily digest before I go to bed. And like I said before, I do want to make sure that I'd finish eating relatively early. So whether it be like 6 or 7, and then it'll just get my body like ready for the evening where I don't need to digest and I could just go to bed like not on an empty stomach, but like on a stomach that isn't digesting. Do you ladies have any questions on my food? What I try to do to myself. I do have to say, like, if I want pizza, I'd have pizza. If I want pasta, I have pasta. I'm really not into the restrictions. Okay, I do believe that you could have ice cream whenever you want. You could have pizza whatever you want. But like, if the whole picture, if I'm eating healthy, if I'm eating like in short periods of time and not the whole entire day eating, if I'm drinking a lot of water and not adding additional sugar to my food, then like the whole picture is good. So it's really okay to allow yourself to like enjoy having something yummy. And that's kind of like the switch that we need to do, that food isn't like, there's no such thing as good food or bad food. Okay, as long as like we're eating like consciously and like just paying attention to what I'm putting into my body, if it feels good, because a lot of times like I'm eating something and it's like, oh my gosh, like this does not feel good. Like I'm not even enjoying myself eating this. So it's like, okay, so don't eat it. And it could be even like superfoods. Like a lot of people are, like try to eat like all these so-called healthy foods because they think it's healthier, but they're not enjoying eating it. So don't. Like if you do not like eating something, don't eat it. It's there's no use of doing that to your body. And yes, and Georgia says, exactly, just listening to what our body wants. Like just really, that's like, just like feeling, okay, what will feel good now? What do I want? Um, and yeah, and definitely just change the like thinking about like, this is good food, this is bad food. Okay, just remember it's all food. Um, Anyone else have a question or a comment? I'll give you a minute here while I see if there's anything else. So I have a course, an online course that is also fitness and also nutrition. So if anyone wants to like go deeper into that and incorporate sports as well, then you could contact me with pleasure. And I do offer online like yoga and strength classes and private nutrition one-on-one stuff. Yeah, it was a pleasure. So thank you so much and have a great day.